we have ourselves a casted game of Age Mythology to watch, and it's going to be in the left-hand side is Illuminati. He's playing his favorite set, and this guy, I mean, he's a ridiculous set player, so we'll see what he manages to do. In this matchup, he's playing against Borg, who is, I would assume, the top Thor currently playing. I think he did get to a ridiculous kind of rating very recently. He was in like the top 5 or something. I'm pretty sure I saw Borg. So he is a very strong Thor player, and I think Thor is in an amazing spot at the moment anyway. And what is this build? Okay, I just assumed this was an Armory, and it looks like Illuminati spots this instantly, as only Set can do, really. I mean, wow, any other Civ can just really walk in and have a look, but you don't know that you need to have a look this early. And it's going to be a very early temple for Borg. Now, what does this mean? Because normally we see Borg or any of the Thor players go for a very early Armory. And the early Armory means that you're going to be able to get more dwarves out. And the reason for that is you're going to have a very booming eco. Now against Set is very good against Norse. It's probably one of the harder matchups for Norse, in my opinion. Just because of everything that Illuminati can really have from Set. He has the Axemen that deal with the vast majority of units from the Thor. He also has Spearmen to deal with the only thing which is really going to be good against the Axemen. And that's going to be very, very difficult. There's also just some of the upgrades that Set gets. So he gets those Axemen upgrades. He gets Slingers to deal with the throwing Axemen that also want to counter the normal Axemen. And looks like the Berserk's going to be running forward. But what does an early temple mean, which I think I glanced over? And it means that you get early hersirs out. Now, I've seen all of the other Norse civs do this. So your Odins, your Lokis, your Freys. But I don't think I've ever seen it from a Thor. It makes sense. I mean, he's just the same as the other gods. Just because he has access to a Dwarven Armory doesn't mean you need to use it very early on. In fact, using it in later ages does mean that you get the Armory upgrades quicker. So it isn't a be-all and end-all of having to have it early. If you want to go for a different strategy, and straight away counter cavalry units are going to be gaining some extra damage, which is your Herdman. Not a very good relic, but it's taking it away from the Set. As we said, Spearmen are insane. Also, this is such a big relic. Has Borg spotted this one? I think he might have. He hasn't. What a big relic down here. Where was it? It was Armor of Achilles, which is 5% hack armor on your infantry. And we were saying how good the infantry from the Set is. So if he can manage to steal that one away, it'd be very, very nice. And we have this one, Eye of Ornlu, which is throwing Axemen, get extra range. I'm seeing these as all Borg's perspective. I assume if we go to this side, it's going to be Slingers. Or is it only Chariot Archers? Oh, it's counter infantry units, so it's Axemen. Oh dear, I assumed it was just for those ranged units, but no, it isn't. And Illuminati going up through Anubis. So Anubis, what does Anubis give instead of Petard? So Petard gives you the Slingers with the super damage, but Illuminati not going for that one, wants to go for the Anubites. And Anubites, I never like building Anubites into Thor, just because Thor wants to build hersirs. Hersirs are so good for Thor. He is the kind of hersir god, because they all give 0.01 favor here. But getting the Thor upgrade from the Armory that Borg hasn't actually dropped down yet means that he will be able to get an upgrade to make them essentially two for one, so you get 0.02, and you just end up with a ridiculous amount of favor. That's just passive favor. Then when these hersirs deal damage, you get even more, and you can just get gold mines on cooldown. You can get frost giants in the heroic age through Skadi. So Eye of Ornlu is going to be found, and I don't think Borg saw that one. No priest, did not see the priest. I was a little bit late on that, but I believe he didn't see it. There's a Rhino of Set this side. There's also a monkey chilling over here, but Borg wants to get some early hersir damage done. I love this. This is how I like to play Loki. Also, getting some early hersir damage done on the Set player, as Set does have a hard time getting his units out very early. This is when the Norse player has the advantage, and then it definitely goes later on when the Set player can spam out units. Unfortunately, the laborers kind of chilling back here. That does happen. There is a bug with attack move on villagers. They will just stand there and do nothing. There is 2 hersirs in trade, and we said they are kind of like villagers with their extra favor. And Illuminati will be able to heal these up, but he definitely didn't want to lose those 2 villagers. absolutely big snipes from Borg. This guy's name is so long it doesn't even fit. Anyway, double barracks come down quick wall style. So the barracks will go up, especially with the Pharaoh over here to empower those up. But Borg has got everything he needs. If he can do that, and then I love it. Then go back to the armory. I hate it. Okay, I said I love it. But now he's pre-queuing every tech, which means that he's delaying the dwarves coming out. I hate the crutch of pre-queue. It's such a cool ability to be able to pre-queue something that you can't afford yet and use it. But I absolutely hate it. Like these two are 2/3 done. Absolutely wild. But anyway, it's not like it makes that much difference, but when you're playing a game like this where seconds do matter and getting out your dwarves a little bit earlier to just gather more gold is going to be better than not. Like, so what if you wait a couple of seconds and, you know, hit your hotkey and you do it a little bit late? I don't know, whatever. I think it's me starting to branch out and play games that aren't Age of Mythology and knowing that pre-queue is probably not something that's really needed. It's just a quality of life thing that people just, I don't know, they just mess it up. Anyway, double longhouse coming down. And the temple, of course, already in if he wants to build some more hersirs up. Not going to be doing those at the moment. And we saw how quick those armory upgrades came in also, because they do research a little bit quicker. But I think Borg, despite that, is in a great spot. Houses going down, and Illuminati is going for a lot of spearmen, which makes sense. If you want to go for spearmen raids, absolutely makes sense. I love the spearmen raids for set. I like them for all the Egyptians, to be honest, but this extra 0.3 speed for these spearmen is massive for set. It just makes them just quicker than anything that Borg has, apart from the things that kind of counter it. Obviously, there are the Valkyries out there. Those are probably the best answers to the spearmen that are running away. What I mean by anything that's faster than it is it's only raiding cavalry that are normal units that can catch up, and the spearmen can just turn around and take that fight. And it just what makes them so strong. You see 4.8 over here, 4.8 on the berserks. If you go full set, you can get them up to 5 speed, but still, it's not, you know, not anywhere near 5.3. Hammer of Thunder, which is the upgrade for the hersirs that I mentioned earlier. That makes them very, very strong. So we have 5 hersirs currently gaining passive favor. He's also spending favor here. He spent 9 favor on Hammer of Thunder. We'll spend 18 favor on this Valkyrie. Valkyrie's very favor costly in the early game compared to some of the other civilizations. I think Anubites have 15 favor. Almost manages to snipe that villager, but Illuminati was paying attention, does pull off that market, does have the priest to heal back up the unit, so not all is lost there. It's a nice play. There is a bit of a snipe coming through over here. I think there's throwing axemen. The Anubites do come through, but there's no hersirs here, so the Anubites can do some good damage. The issue is berserks deal insane damage if you have enough of them. There is a jump away. I think he wanted to jump over that tree. I feel like I say this every cast. There is a bug. I know. Shock horror, there is a bug. And I have it with the Anubites, where you try and jump over a tree, and they jump in front of the tree. And the amount of times I've got Anubites killed because of that is just, it's so frustrating. So luckily for Illuminati there, he doesn't get bitten by that one. And, well, not really lucky. I mean, you don't really want to play around bugs. Sometimes you have to. But nice to see it doesn't bite him. That one there, the Valkyrie's going to come back. And in this situation, Norse does have the healer, a mobile healer in the Valkyrie. If he went the other way, he would have the healing spring, but normally healing spring is in a pretty defensive spot. We didn't even mention the back gold mine. Absolutely huge for the Thor player, who has spent, well, he's got 31 dwarves out. And how many gatherers? He's got 5 gatherers. This is, I don't know if I like this. I mean, maybe it makes sense with this back gold mine, but I don't like going the pure dwarf eco. It does make sense in the fact that they're just as good as gatherers, so you can do that. And I guess he's just not spending the food, so he might have to be out on the food, but still, it sometimes just doesn't sit right with me. But Illuminati has done a good job of doing the kind of sweaty plays, of getting rid of the zebras on the front, getting rid of the gazelles on the front, maybe almost forcing that dwarf play, because it would just be kind of inefficient to run around these. Norse is the best at it after Atlanteans, obviously, because you can just click on the gazelles with all of your... Say you had 5 gatherers here, 1 ox cart, you could click on this, and then if the ox cart is clicked onto the gazelle, it would then move on to the next one with the villagers, so that there is that kind of option. But decided not to go for that one, even though he does have the map pressure to do it. You know, he's got loads of units out, loads of berserks, loads of everything. I think players are also realizing that berserks are crazy strong. They got a buff, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago, maybe it's the end of last year, before Christmas. They got a buff, and I don't remember what was buffed about them. It was the HP potentially, but anyway, they got a bit of a buff, and they were good anyway. They're just this kind of all-round unit. The reason maybe they weren't built before is that they don't have bonuses against anything. There's no real, oh, they built this unit, so I build this. But you saw how good they are against the Anubites earlier. They're very similar to Jarls. Jarls have no bonus damage, but they're there to just tank. And Berserks are just there to do damage. That is it. That's so much damage that they do. 11 hack damage a second on the medium. So you have bronze weapons. No, he only has copper weapons, so it's an insane amount of damage. And they just swing their axe so fast. More hersirs coming out. Staying in this classical age for the time being. Just wants a full push with 175 pop. I like that play for the Thor, as set on 175 pop, the army just isn't as strong. The reason the set is normally in a better spot at this point is because they can mass army a little bit quicker. But because of how Borg's played this one, where he went for those early raids, did the early damage, and then got his eco afterwards, then he can actually have more units now. But nice play on this side from Illuminati, coming in with the Anubites. Could turn around and take the Hersa out. I don't think they can. Maybe they will win that fight, but they have to micro it so much, it's probably not worth it. But nice snipe on those 2 dwarves, sending them all the way back. And there will be a Dwarven Armory, or Dwarven Mine coming through. You don't want to bring the villagers out. I mentioned this in another cast where I was watching some of these top players. They're so greedy with their villagers coming out. Again, maybe that was after the jump, so maybe that's fine. But if the Anubites jump on these guys, they just straight up kill them. Again, look at this. Just leave them in. Leave them in. It's better not to lose your villagers than just let them work, you know. They don't need to work for these 30 seconds. Just leave them in. Pop them out now. Now would be a fine time, and you would have more villagers, but whatever. These guys are better at everything else. Just, you know, let's not bring up their flaws. They all do it. Not all of them, but, you know, it's quite a lot of these top players do it. It's like max efficiency, but it just ends up biting you. Anyway, Valkyrie's coming in, which we do like. Illuminati does have his back gold mine. I hate when this happens, because you don't get alerted to it in any way. You just have to look over here. You also, if I move over to Illuminati's perspective, this guy doesn't pop up on the Find All Heroes button, but you will always think about it when you drop a Migdor Stronghold down. That's just what always happens. Illuminati's probably like, for fuck's sake, leaving that on there. Well, the Valkyries come along. I don't often swear in my casts, but I feel like I needed to channel my inner Illuminati. Oh dear. I believe so I'm doing this offline, I'm not streaming, but I believe he is streaming right now, and he's playing all his games needed for the upcoming tournament. There is going to be a tournament. Oh, looks like there's a Scorpion Man that could get frozen. Wow, that's a long animation of the Frost Giant. Didn't animation cancel that one. Borg didn't notice, so the Scorpion Man runs away. But yes, to qualify for this tournament hosted by Gerbot, you do need to play 50 games on the ladder, just to populate the ladder for top players, which is great for me being able to watch some of the games. And if you stream those games, then you only have to do half of them. It's basically to stop players from hiding their strats and things along those lines. And Illuminati, I think he's streaming all his 25 games that he needs to in one go. Which you got to respect the grind. Both players, they have an insanely big army here. I mean, Borg's one is larger. He does have that 181 inflated pop because he has that Frost Giant. Really wants to attack as soon as he gets heavy. Heavy is in. All those guys turn into frosty colors. And there is a frost as well. Does manage to frost. I was going to say, do you want to keep it for the ancestors? Because now ancestors is available, but using it now, I think he kind of just I don't know whether it was worth using it then. I think maybe it's just a distraction to try and get some of these laborers away, and I think he will manage to do that. So probably worth it just to save everything. Obviously minions go down. I love the wooden wall coming back here. The villagers aren't strong enough though to be able to build this one up with all of these units back there. If there's like 3 units, I think the village is good enough, but anything above that, the buildings just aren't strong enough until they're finished. They don't have all their armor yet. This is going to be tough when Illuminati comes out. He does not have any other god powers to use, and even Borg has a forest fire, and the forest fire is going to get dropped over this position. I think Illuminati played around that forest fire pretty well, where he got frosted there, if that was even any intention to do so, just staying away from the forest, keeping in this middle section. And there are towers everywhere. There's towers, there is the town center getting empowered up from the Pharaoh to dealing even more damage. Might be worth doing the Migdal Stronghold. You get slightly more damage, also pulling him off to get the Frost Giant, and then microing back as well. You love to see that one. Is Borg overcommitting, or is he actually winning this fight? I mean, he might be winning the fight, but he's losing so many units afterwards. Portable Ram getting shanked down from the laborers. And I think he just went a little bit too early. He did the hard part. Not the hard part, but he did the task. He pushed Illuminati off of gold. That was always the play. You don't just have to go for the win, but this is going to be big if he catches out all of these villagers going down so quick. There's no herdman in front to be able to drop some sort of barracks there or something, so get some sort of quick wall situation going up. There was a little gap to do it. It's very, very difficult to do in the moment with all these buildings around though. But one of the big benefits of Norse is you can get those quick walls up while you're aggressing. But I think Borg's eco is going to kind of carry him here, as he does have more eco than Illuminati thanks to that early game. He also has so many dwarves on the gold mine, which is just getting him so much income. He also has a dwarven mine if he wants to use it, which is going to be pretty big to get even more gold income. The dwarven mines do mine quicker as well. It isn't just having a safe gold mine, they are just faster to mine. So could be a great option once this depletes. There's no walking time, you just go for it. But this one is safe enough. You know, it's got a hill fort there, it's got long houses to kind of semi-protect you. So no problems at all. See what he decides to go for, and it's going to be a hill fort on this next gold mine, which is nice. And now back onto the gold mine. This was the issue with taking that fight, is now the army isn't really big enough to pressure this situation. The walls are going to be coming back up. There's going to be enough chariot archers. Now Illuminati's had the time to build the defensive units. Before, he had spearmen, he had axemen. They're not great defenders. Chariot archers are insane defenders. They deal just crazy damage. But Borg is already ready for it. He's got his Huskarls in. He's got 8 of these guys. One isn't going to cut it. One gets wrecked. Even 8 running at once against these 15. You need a pretty similar number of Huskarls to Chariot Archers to actually get the damage done. But the Hill Fort will be dealing some big damage though. I think Illuminati trying to look for that gold mine. We saw from his perspective that was probably the line of sight. Oh, he did have the vision up, but just checking the gold mine. Spots that isn't where he is. And there's nothing on this gold mine. So where is he? Is he down here? I think he's running forward now. He's literally just finished up Berserks, trying to get some raids off. I think you might find a priest. 100 gold priest will be nice, but the Chariot Archers enough to scare the Berserks. Borg noticed it instantly. Does still lose 1 Berserk for his troubles. Not nice there, but I love these walls. Walls up on this gold mine. Just gold starve after this gold mine. I think that makes sense. I question whether it's worth pushing now, because you might just end up in the same position that you were in a minute ago. There are only wooden walls though, and there are 2 portable rams, 2 dudes walking over here. Even just min pressure over here. Send just a couple of Valkyries in to do some damage to the gold mine, but it doesn't matter. He's just going straight for the jugular again. Just right in. Migdor Stronghold, the same amount of towers, the same town centers. Look how much damage these town centers have done. 1,500 and at 1k on the Migdor Stronghold. Chariot Archer Micro is on point from Illuminati, as you would expect it to be. It's very, very strong Egyptian play to be able to do all of this. Garrison Micro. The town center will go down, but is that the play? I don't think that's the win condition. Move back in here. I mean, if he just straight out, he can just take out everything. I mean, it is an option. It's just playing on hard mode. He was in such a commanding position anyway. Chariot Archers are not getting touched. Valkyrie goes down. All of them go down. Laborers on this side will go down as well. And the Migdor Stronghold, it will go down eventually because there are no melee units to deal with this portable ram. Unless the villagers come in here, yes, they're going to micro onto portable rams and should be able to take them out. Throwing Axeman can turn them out. There is 2, actually, so Migdor Stronghold will definitely go down. Pharaoh over here to take out Frost Giant. Should be able to take out the Shieldman and Valkyrie as well. And I still think it was favorable for Borg because of his eco again. He can just throw units over, and still, where is this next gold mine coming from? I mean, one big thing about this is you are forcing Illuminati to spend gold. So even though it might look a little bit suicide kind of kamikaze-ish, maybe it makes sense. Maybe there's some method in it. Because Illuminati, he is stuck. He doesn't have Shifting Sands to get out over to this. One play would be able to Shifting Sands over your vision, Shifting Sands, drop a Migdor Stronghold down. There's some way to defend all of this. I mean, it's still very all in. It's not a play we see that often, but I mean, it's a way to get a gold mine. What's the market rates for selling looking like? Looks like there has been some selling going on. They start at 70 here for selling 100 wood to get 70 gold, and it just gets worse and worse as you sell more. And if you buy, it goes the other way around. But there are also, these are giraffes of set that he's building. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Don't see that too often. But he doesn't want to spend gold on the farms. He doesn't want to spend gold where he doesn't need to. He's getting 4 priests out, but he has to. They, you kind of have to do that. And they are Spirit of Mark priests, so they are 70 gold instead of 100. So he's getting that discount. Really needs some siege weapons to take out this, as the dwarves are just going to run back in again. He's stopping the gold income for the time being, but what has Borg done on this side? He's got all the dwarves over here, and the chariot archers are going to try and run in, do that kind of kiting micro that they do best. And the dwarves pop out. I don't think that's min-maxing. That was a nice play to bait the units to stay with the dwarves popping out. I like that one. Oh, that's just a bit of mis-micro from Borg. He wanted to deal the damage. I think he pulled everything back when he only meant to pull back some of those units. So Illuminati does get away with that. I think he should have lost probably 5 or 6 of those chariot archers there. As the Huskars were on them, they carved them up. And that is the end of the gold mine. See what Borg sees. He doesn't see, but he is pretty much everywhere. He has walled this up. I think the Jarls are just going to go check over there anyway. I wouldn't mind a house over here, a barracks over here, just something so that you definitely know. Because, I mean, you can sneak all the way around just in case. There is always that option to just do full sneaky. Now, Illuminati just needs to get out. He needs some siege weapons. The siege weapons are on the way in the form of some war elephants. You like to see it. Chariot archers can always attack from this side. They don't take as much damage as if they were running through the way they've gone last time. And they're also going to aggress on this side. Double gold mine for Borg. Double hill fort is up. And the Jarl's coming through from behind as well. It's going to be very, very difficult for Illuminati to push. He just needs somewhere to go. One of these places. How many war elephants are there? What has he got? He's got 4. Whoops. Don't know the hotkey to make that go back. More giraffes want to be built as well. And it's 176 pop and a dream. I think you've got to send the Pharaoh also. You need to send all the army that you possibly can to get in, to heal up the boys, do the damage. The war elephants will be able to take out the hill fort, no problem. But it's the army on the back that you're going to have to deal with. Borg is also up to 2 TCs, as is TC this side, which means he has more population to play with. Double portable ram on this side. Chariot archers have got to make sure they're not on that. You need to micro your chariot archers to make sure they're not attacking the siege. Frost Giant goes down so quick though. Jarls are also in to tank. The Berserks do a decent amount of damage as well. Also the Huskarls. Such a good comp to deal with these chariot archers. The Migdal stronghold, or the hill fort even, is down. But can the villagers actually get over there is the question. Illuminati needs to win this fight pretty hard. I think he's microing it as best as he possibly can. They're dealing some decent damage. And the units of Borg are kind of clumping. He's not trying to micro it, he's just moving in, which is perfect for the chariot archers, but the town center's going to go down anyway. I think the portable ram should be able to go down. This portable ram does go down. Town center does survive. The Migdal stronghold going back, dealing big damage again. It's the same. It's a different Migdal stronghold. It's only got 100 damage on this guy. Giraffes of Set even coming in, dealing some damage. And unfortunately, I think Illuminati just lost too many chariot archers there. And then Borg, he has the option to just drop a gold mine whenever he wants, just to get a super gold income. And maybe the strat of just keep running in actually worked out. It did make him spend his resources, so maybe I can see the method in the madness. I just think it would have made sense just to run like 2 Valkyries over here, maybe.